Alright, so I got the exhaust manifold unbolted up here. I got it disconnected down there, and I'm going to see if I can't just pull down on the piping and get out of the way for the oil pan so I can get to the rod bearings. But just kind of give a quick update. That's where I'm at. It took me forever to get this exhaust manifold off. It was a lot harder than it should have been. A lot harder. So next I'm going to probably drain the oil, get the spark plugs out, and kind of go from there. Maybe I might drop the oil pan tonight, depending. We'll see. But it's kind of where I'm at right now. I did put the bulbs in the headlights. You can't see in there, but I got them in there. I found out I have to take the headlights out to actually get them mounted in there, and you have to take the bumper off to do that. And when I mean bumper, I mean the actual bumper, not the cover. So it's a pain in the butt. I don't know why I put that bolt back in the bottom. I should have known better. Should have known better. But anyway, so that's where we're at. Alright, so update. We got the exhaust dropped. Got all the plugs out. Those are nasty, nasty, nasty. Those need to be replaced. Had to drop the subframe to get to the oil pan bolts and whatever that little bracket is right there. That was a pain in the ass. I did, however, get to pull out my, was it a gator bit? Whatever the hell it is. Gator grip. I bought this like 10 years ago. I thought it was cool when I was younger, so I picked it up, and it's just been sitting in my junkyard toolbox. I got this little toolbox here that I use when I go to the junkyard, so that way I don't have to like take my tools out there. So if I lose them, it's fine. But this just sits here in the Talon. It's kind of what I use here. And if I need something, I just borrow something from Salty Pops. So anyway, yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna call it for tonight. I got all the bolts in the oil pan out except for like 3 or 4 kind of holding it up there. I'll be able to drop that tomorrow, get to the rod bearings, kind of see how things look. And then I got oil pan gasket, the rod bearings, and yes, I know it is Fram, it is cheap, but for right now I don't really care. I'm not really worried about that. You've seen how the engine looks right now, so I'm not going to put an expensive filter on it right now. Got some assembly lube, some oil. I pulled this out, and this guy, which I bought a while back, and still have yet to use, and I was going to use it to kind of help drop the exhaust, but I don't need it anymore. So maybe I'll find a use for it tomorrow. I still got a lot of stuff I got to do to figure out, but if I can at least get this thing running good, I'll be in good shape. Some other updates on some stuff that I haven't updated on in a while. Let me grab a light. Grab the light, grab the light. So we'll bring it back to her. I did get everything kind of mounted up a little better. I still have to get the bumper mounted up. You can see there's a nice little gap there. So I got it kind of mounted up in that section right there. The hatch I discovered has a fat leak in it. There's no headliner, so the water is just kind of rushing in and running along the roof and just kind of creating puddles inside the car, so that's cool. But yeah, so I got that all mounted up right there. And then there's another cool thing. Well, I was at the junkyard the other day. They had, I believe it was like a 99, and it had the OEM white gauges in it. And so I grab that because that other gauge cluster just looked terrible. And so, oh man, yep. I had a feeling I was gonna have to take that out. On the last one I did, oh, better turn the lights off so I don't kill what's left of this battery. So there's my 17. They ought to make these things square on the outside. You just leave them on the ground, they don't roll away. But anyway, so I put the LED bulbs in the back, and then I'm gonna have to pull that gauge cluster apart and sand the back of it, because there's this weird stuff on the back that the LED light doesn't come through very well. I had to do that on the other face that I had, but I wanted the white faces, and the other gauge, the faces I ordered were just these weird printed out on paper faces. Didn't really like them that much, but they kind of did for now. And then when I was at the junkyard the other day and I saw the OEM white faces, I pulled that one. So I'm gonna have to do the same thing, pull that gauge out and sand the back of it. That sucks. That was a pain in the butt. But cars, right? So I'm gonna call it for tonight, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. All right, well, back. It's the next day. Everything is just kind of how I left it. Everything under there. So today, I'm just gonna get everything finished up. Finish dropping the oil pan, do the rod bearings, put a new gasket in there. And then last night, my sister came in clutch with some new spark plugs and plug wires, so we'll get that put on too. So yeah, I'm just stalling at this point because I am cold. But let's get to it.
Hey, Dad.
What?
You might want to do this one.
Okay, I'll do that one. All right, so rod bearings are done. It is now time for final reassembly. Get some fluids in there, get some new sparky stuff in there, and we should be good to fire this thing up. I'm excited. Are you excited, G? You excited? Hope you think it works? Do you think it's gonna be perfect? All right, I'm counting on that. All right.
To your house to see if you've been at your nice. That's who I'm talking. Hello.
Son of a bitch.
Papa knows what he's doing.
I don't know if he does.
Of course he knows what he's doing.
All right, everything is all done, buttoned up. All I gotta do is hook battery cable back up. Got new plugs and wires. Manifold is back on there. It's time for the first start. Here we go. All right, Jim, go ahead and hit the button. Fingers crossed it starts.
Recording on, Dad.
Okay. tick coming from under the hood. But I'm wondering, because I was going to replace the exhaust manifold and plumbing and everything with a exhaust header, because I couldn't get it undone, so I thought I was gonna have to replace it. Thought I was gonna have to cut it and replace it all, but I didn't have to do that. So I didn't buy an exhaust manifold gasket, and when I got it all taken apart, obviously the gasket's old, it's brittle, it's destroyed. So I just had to remount it with the old gasket, but I've got a new one on the way. It should be here by the time I go to make the next video next weekend, along with the new fuel filter, because the fuel that's in it is no good. I'm gonna put some fresh stuff in there, and hopefully she'll be a little bit happier after having a new fuel filter, some fresh fuel, and a new exhaust manifold gasket. But anyway, I'm just stoked. She is running way better. Let's see how this exhaust actually sounds. Spot with it right now. Salty Pop's finally got his stereo in, his subwoofer. The old sub that he had in there is actually going in the Talon, but until I figure out the leak in the hatch, which I think is just a new hatch, so until I get a new hatch and the leak goes away, I'm not putting a subwoofer in the back. Then we got this poor girl over here. She definitely needs some love, and hopefully soon we can get working on this one. We're still trying to figure out the cup holder thing, and she's been kind of busy lately, so kind of doing our own thing right now. Salty Pops, we are still working on. We need to redo the clear coat, so we're gonna have to resand it and wait till we have some better weather. So his car is at a standstill for the moment. I don't think he has anything else for it, but you never know with him. He could have a bunch of parts stashed in his closet that I have no idea about. And I'm gonna get with Nikki and see if maybe we can't figure something out for her car, because I really would love to get back to working on this thing. So anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this week. I do have the fuel filter, like I was saying. I just got the sway bar end links, so I can do the lowering springs, because that was holding me up last time, so I could do that. And new wiper blades, and what's the other thing? Oh, the exhaust manifold gasket. So I'm definitely going to be doing that next week.